My next female guest has been with the Vietnam Plastics Association, or VPA, since 2001. With over 20 years of experience in the plastics industry, including more than 10 years as Secretary General of the Vietnam Plastics Association, she's an extremely interesting and dedicated woman who will now give us an overview of the Vietnamese plastics industry. So, here we go. Please listen to the overview of Vietnam plastics industry. A very warm welcome to Miss My.
Hello, everybody. Today, on behalf of Vietnam Plastic Association, VPA, I'm very glad to be here to present the overview of Vietnam plastic industry. I hope to share some information to all of you to join this seminar today. Vietnam Plastic Association, founded in 1990, is a voluntary and non-governmental organization of enterprise and research institute in the plastic industry. VPA dedicates its effort to strengthen the competitiveness of the industry in Vietnam and to secure its prominent role in regional and global area. And besides that, VPA also is a linkage bridge between the government and enterprise, represent and serve as the spokesperson for the industry locally, nationally, and internationally, with the emphasis on influencing public policy on issues of concern to the industry. And besides that, we also cooperate with the support and member company in doing business, advocate and protect for their legal interests, contribute to employment promotion, and improve the living standard of labor force. And besides that, we also to help the plastic enterprise through activities on trade promotion, training, seeking the new market. We also consult with the government in plastic industry, develop a strategy and encourage business to carry out, contribute to promote industry growth and the advancement technology. And we also have a board of executive, includes 70 members from the last plastic company representing different fields in the industry, include the recycling, packaging, consumption, and construction. We have more than 4,000 plastic companies in over the country, and we have 250,000 employees with the 60 kilogram consumption of plastic resin per capita until now, and the capacity in last year, 2022, as the 5.54 million tons per year, and we increased 1.9% compared to 2021. And the revenue for the total plastic industry in Vietnam for last year, 2022, is the 25.18 billion US dollar. We increased 5.68% compared to the 2021. The revenues of the plastic product in Vietnam, we divide the 5 groups. The first group is the packaging plastic, around taking the 35% as 8.81 billion US dollar. And the second is household plastic, around the 5.79 billion US dollar, we taking 23%. And the third is the construction plastic, taking 21% at the 5.28 billion US dollar. And the last is the technical plastic at the 11%. And we have around 2.77 billion US dollar. And another plastic is the take around 10% at the 2.5 billion US dollar. The number of plastic enterprise divided by industry, of which packaging account for 38%, household plastic 30%, construction material account for 23%, and engineering plastic account for 9%. The number of plastic enterprise in Vietnam is divided by region and no balance. The southern include Ho Chi Minh City and neighboring provinces such as Long An, Dong Nai, Bình Dương. Tây Ninh account for 83%, and other provinces in north account for 15%, and the central province only account for only 2%. Most of the enterprise are small with the turnover of less than 10 million US dollar, account for 90%, and the last 10% are enterprise with better size, reaching about 8% with turnover from 10 to 45 million US dollar, and 1.2% are large scale enterprise with revenue over 45 million US dollar. Although the number only 10%, but the total revenue of large and medium enterprise account for more than 70% in sales and contribution, a huge part to the development of the industry. Until now, Vietnam, we can produce the different kinds of material, including EPS, PS, DOP, PP, PE, PETs, and PVC. And the total capacity until now is the 3.6 and 25,000 tons per year. And maybe we can make demand around 40% compared to the capacity on the industry now. Here is the table of data of importing material and finished product and semi-finished product in the past 5 years. With this data, you can see that the growth rate of plastic industry in Vietnam has been stable for over the, and last year we import maybe nearly 90 billion US dollar from the plastic material and products and semi-product. These are the main import market for plastic material as well as the finished and semi-finished product of Vietnam in past 5 years. Through the number, you can see the growth rate is every year. Vietnam plastic products are current export to more than 150 markets around the world, and this is export data of Vietnam plastic products in the past year. And in 2020, Vietnam also export plastic product to reach the 6.7 billion US dollar, and export of raw material reached 2.14 billion US dollar. Some of main export market of Vietnam plastic product today are United States, reached 3.2 billion US dollar in 2022, accounting for 50% of the total export volume. Next is Japan market, reached more than 1 billion US dollar. The Chinese market reaching the 600 million US dollar. Until now, we export the plastic product to more than 150 countries in over the world. And the shopping bag maybe is the best product now. We export taking 32%. And the second is kinds of the sheet and plastic film, maybe taking 18%. And the third is the tarpaulin, taking the 13%. And the fourth products is the using for packaging, transportation, 12%, and household plastic 8%. We also export industrial plastic 6%, and the other decoration and flower pot 5%, and office and school supply 4%, and types of pie and fishing 3%, and another. So now we can export many kind of other products on the world. And here are some specific regulations that in the law of environmental protection, which were promulgated in the year 2020 and takes effect from the 1st January 2022. The law has new regulation directly related to the enterprise, and within that enterprise will consider carefully and will have a new policy in the near future. You can find out the laws of the environment protest number 72. You can see this law come from the 1st January 2022, and you can see decree number 8 about the article, the laws of environmental protection, and come in first in the 10th January 2023. And the third is circular number 2 and come into force also the 10th January 2022. So this is very important document for the all company doing in Vietnam for the new law environment now. In the laws of environment, we have some provision directly affects the plastic industry in the law. The first is the EPR. EPR is this producer responsibilities, and the second is the responsibility of producer and importer for waste collection and treatment, and the third is the reduction, reuse, collecting, recycling, and treatment of plastic waste, prevention and control of ocean plastic waste pollution. And EPR now in Vietnam for the law environment, the packaging industry will be affected a lot. There are 6 group of the packaging will be affected. The first is the packaging for food. The second packaging for cosmetic. The third is the packaging for the rest pharmacy. The fourth is the packaging for fertilizer, animal feed. The five is the packaging for agriculture and detergent. The sixth is the packaging for cement. So now all the packaging will be affected for EPR, and all the company in Vietnam will be pay some money in the next year. This is the 6 field can be affected for the new laws of the environment. And you can see the packaging will be affected on the 1st January 2024, and the all company in Vietnam must pay the money to the funds of the environment and laws. But until now, we still the exactly amount. Maybe next 3 months, we have the number exactly. And now in Vietnam, we also now we have a draft for the Vietnamese eco label. I think the Vietnamese eco label is also very important policy for the plastic packaging. Now, the manufacturer enterprise for packaging must comply with the provision of the law, environment protection, and relevant laws. There are 2 things very important inside. The first, you must focus on the technique bag and recycling material to reduce the original material. And the second, you will using the biodegradable or bio-based material if you want to get the eco label certificate. And this is the green transferring roadmap in Vietnam. 2015, Vietnam joined the Paris Agreement on climate at the COP21. And Prime Minister announced the goals of the net zero emission by 2050 at COP26. And the third, Vietnam is committed to receive support of 15.5 billion US dollar in the next 2 or 3 years and for an equitable energy transition after the COP27. And the last is the enterprise in Vietnam are now gradually integrating into the world through the new generation of free trade agreement, EVFTA, CPTPP, etc., and must comply with the global environment and social creator and governance ESG. I would like to share with you some survey data on the current situation now for what's waste in the Vietnam. Vietnam generate around 1.8 million tons of plastic waste every year. Each household uses more than 300 plastic bags per month, equivalent to more than 1 kilo of plastic bag per household per month. Mostly plastic waste are from box and nylon bags. Besides that, more than 85% of waste is being treated by landfill, causing waste and environment pollution. Waste and pollution are expanding at an alarming rate as a result of urbanization, infrastructurization, expansion, and industrialization. Recently, in Vietnam, a number of enterprises have begun to turn to research and development, production, and environmentally friendly material and products, such as products of nature, original, or biodegradable. Thank you so much for listening. And for further information, please contact with me by email. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the keynote, Ms. Thi My from Vietnam Plastics Association.